there, in this video we are going to go over how to use proportions to solve problems involving scale models and drawings. So the first thing you need to know is what a scale model is, a scale drawing is. So a scale drawing is a drawing that is similar to an actual object but is either enlarged or reduced. So for instance, if you use Google Maps, that is a scale drawing. If you see a big billboard, that's also a scale drawing. A scale model is a replica of an original object that is too large or too small to be built at actual size. So you can think of like the Hess truck around Christmas, or some of those really nice toy cars. Those are scale models of real cars. All right, so then you have the scale, and that gives you the ratio that compares the measurements of the drawing or the model to the measurements of the real world. So we have a ratio here, which is the ratio of the measurement of the drawing or the model over the real world. All right, and so that kind of goes with this. So 1 unit of the model or the drawing is how many units in the real world. All right, so example 1 here. We have the island in the blueprint is 6 inches long. What is the actual length of the island? All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to create a proportion using our scale first. So the scale is here. We're given 1 inch over 1.5 feet. So in other words, in our drawing, we have inches, and then in the real world, we have feet. So 1 inch to 1.5 feet. What is the actual length of the island? So here we're finding what is the actual length. So in the real world, if we're given the island is 6 inches on the drawing. All right, and now we're going to cross multiply and solve. So here we have 1 times x is 1x. 6 times 1.5 is 9. So 9 is equal to x. So here we have 9 feet. All right, and now example 2, it says, what is the area in square yards of the deck represented by the scale drawing? So we start first with our scale, which is here. So our scale is 1 centimeter to 2 yards. The centimeters represents what it is in the drawing, and the 2 yards is in the real world. So we have 1 centimeters to 2 yards is equal to, we're trying to find the area in square yards of the deck. So before we can find the area, right, we need to worry about the length and width, because area is equal to length times width. So first we need to find the length, then we need to find the width in the real world. We're given them in the drawings, right? So here our length is 8 centimeters. So let's start with that. 8 centimeters over x yards. All right, we now have a proportion which we know how to solve. 1 times x is 1x. 8 times 2 is 16. So we have 16 yards is equal to x. So really, this 8 centimeters is actually 16 yards in the real world. All right, and now we can create our second proportion. Again, we start with our scale, so 1 centimeter to 2 yards is equal to, here is our width. Now we're going to work with 16 centimeters. So 16 centimeters over x yards, because we're trying to figure out how many yards it is in the real world. All right, so when we cross multiply, we have 1 times x is 1x. 16 times 2 gets us 32. So now we have 32 yards is equal to x. All right, so here this becomes 32 yards. Okay, and now to find area, you have to do length times width. So now we're going to do 16 times 32, and we get 512. And since we're talking about the real world, our units are yards. And since we're saying area, we're using squared. So our units are squared whenever we talk about area. All right, so that's all. Thank you for watching.